Good morning, Dubai. Happy Monday. Welcome back to Lovin Daily, where I take you through the top trending stories that everyone in Dubai is talking about. Today, we're going to be talking about the label Expat driver and why people are using it on car ads. We're questioning it. We're also going to talk about Dubai Fitness Challenge, some key fitness villages where you can get your 30 by 30 done. We're also going to talk about a drop in active cases. So we're actually seeing a better number there. And then later in the show, we're going to be joined by the incredibly talented Layla Cardan on Zoom. She's going to be with us live, talk about finding creativity during lockdown. So super excited about that. That's later in the show, but we're going to bring you straight into our top story, the latest UAE COVID-19 updates. We're talking active cases have actually dropped down to 2,309. And we were looking at levels of 7,000, 8,000 only a couple of weeks ago. So this is pretty good news. So from 112,546 tests in the last 24 hours, 1,278 new COVID cases were announced, along with 1,606 recoveries and 1 death. So basically what we're seeing is recoveries rise and then kind of the new cases kind of stay along in a similar pattern. And all of these numbers are reported daily on NCMA, and you can check out the website or on Twitter. And that's kind of where we get our latest numbers from every single day. It's also been announced, and this is pretty interesting, Ajman will now allow weddings and events in hotels, homes, and also in halls. And I think this is pretty interesting. It's kind of the same information with regards to what's allowed and kind of numbers and things. So what's happening in Ajman is now a maximum of 200 people will be allowed in a wedding hall. A maximum of 50 people will be allowed in homes to attend weddings. 5 people per table. That's either in hotels or homes. And also the kind of things like avoid shaking hands, avoid smacking and kissing, and just say hello. But this is kind of the stuff that this is the greetings that we're getting used to. And as we reported yesterday, when His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, when he attended a virtual wedding, he said that just life continues. And we just have to abide by these rules and just be aware that life can continue. Obviously adhere to the physical distance of at least 2 meters. Commit to wearing a mask at all times, although you can remove it when you're sitting. Now, this is at those weddings in Ajman, and provide sterilization tools for attendees. So sometimes when you go to restaurants, the majority will have hand sanitizer at each table, and I'm always surprised to find when one doesn't. But yeah, this is just the new normal. And I saw that great TikTok a little while ago where they tested hand sanitizers throughout the city. Are you guys finding that sometimes you'll go to one, it's got a nice pretty bottle, and it will squidge out a nice amount, and then sometimes they're super sticky. Have you noticed that, Alibaba?
Like there are sticky sanitizer.
There are sticky ones, and there are ones that smell really strongly, and then there's the really fancy ones where you don't have to touch it; you just censor it.
Those ones are the best.
They're the future.
Yeah.
No touching.
Yeah.
Because
it's kind of like pointless if you just do this and then because the virus might be on the plastic.
This is what I'm thinking. I hate my pet peeve is getting to a lift of like a busy building and going to squeeze it out, and then you touch it and then nothing comes out. And you're like, oh,
exactly.
I know what I've just done.
Like you're basically handless.
You're basically handless. Yeah. So I think it's all of the Emirates are living in the future. They have the sensor ones, which I really, really appreciate. But those are the latest COVID-19 updates. Like I said, drop in active cases. You can get all the numbers daily on NCMA. We'll move on. A resident is questioning UAE car ads for stating they have expat owners, basically, in the ads. So it's kind of like saying an ad back in the UK and Ireland when people would say, oh, it was lady owned, implying that if it's lady owned, it's going to be better maintained. In a tweet posted yesterday, resident Faham Al-Qasimi, he asked why some car ads state they have an expat driver. He tweeted, why do car ads state expat driver? Is there an assumption around a UAE national driver that we would want to avoid? And he's not actually wrong, because when you check out car ads, it's actually quite common. So you're like a subconscious racist. Maybe they don't know they're doing it, or maybe they are doing it. Have you noticed this when you're buying cars that people are doing it?
Not really. If I was looking into buying a car, I would find it very weird.
It's so common. I went on and we posted this story yesterday, and we got a lot of comments of people who've seen it. But just when you check onto any of the big car selling sites, they'll either be like, expat owned or lady expat owned, or and they'll be like Irish expat owned, or just something that it just implies that for some reason that nationality is a selling point, as opposed to so let's say someone on Facebook said in Bombay ads mentioned Parsi owned, as Parsis are well known to keep their cars immaculate and showroom conditioned.
Wow.
Someone said probably no different to the UK, where we often see lady driver often written. People are trying to stamp it out because it's hot. Like, is it? What are you trying to say, that men don't keep their cars as clean as women in that case, or maybe they kind of rush or use the tires more? If I had a car, it'd be an absolute disgrace, I'm sure, because I'm such a mess. Someone's saying they've also seen Filipino owner. Um, yeah, I saw this yesterday. Look at some cars in Dubizzle. I think they believe that riding German or British owners will give the potential buyer a sense of trust in their abilities to have taken care of the car in line with their home country's car servicing and processes, etc. I'm British, and I know that some of the worst people to trust in the cars are the Brits. That's funny. Huge amounts of comments on this. It is something that we see commonly, but it's a kind of a behavior that you don't want to see. Like,
Yeah.
it's nearly a joke, but it's just a behavior that this we don't want to see from the sellers, whether or not they know they're doing it, whether it's conscious or subconscious, and also from the buyers. If you're veering towards an expat owner car, it's like,
like, I don't know why people like associate like a nationality to like a like the owner uh like to the car. Like it doesn't
it's
it's
a
weird.
massive stereotype,
Yeah, it's a stereotype, and it shouldn't
a
be
little
the
bit
case.
racist.
Yeah, it is a little bit racist. It's like saying, uh, if the car is owned by an Arab, it's not gonna be good because they drive recklessly and they do tricks with their cars, which is illegal, by the way. Yeah.
Exactly the point. So why are you saying this nationality is going to look after their car a lot better? Someone they see there was pointing out that, if you're saying a German, it's because they have better processes, and that's where the cars are made, and better servicing, and da 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 da. But it's all complete baloney, right?
Yeah.
Complete baloney, because we're all people. We all look after
Exactly.
cars in different ways. We're all individuals, and it's kind of a behavior that you don't want to see, but it's just incredibly common. So stamp that out.
Yeah.
Guys, we'll move on to our next story. The 3 key villages for Dubai Fitness Challenge. Here's everything you need to know. So basically, as you know, we're a very proud partner of Dubai Fitness Challenge. We're trying to bring you more information every day, little bits of nuggets to help you get out and get your 30 by 30. As you know, it's a little bit different this year, focusing on virtual and physical events. There's 3 main fitness villages, and then there's 10 hubs dotted around the city. There's also heaps of online videos that you can do every day. Lots of people are involved. But today we're going to bring you a little bit of information about the fitness villages. So there are 3 that you can take part in: Kite Beach Fitness Village, Al Kwanij Fitness Village, Dubai Festival City Mall Fitness Village. Now, if you want to go to them, let's go into Kite Beach Fitness Village. There are actually 15 zones there. It's an incredible setup. Every time Dubai does something,
I'm not surprised.
they just do it so well.
They want to be the best, and they are the best.
The fact that it's free, 15 zones. There's a women's pavilion, a rebounder, kids and teen camps at Kite Village, all for free for the next month. It's just incredible. Like, we don't want to be inside where we don't trust the AC. There's a virus. You want to get outside. Massive safety precautions in place at each village, and just to know that that's there for you for the whole month. If you've had a tricky summer with your kids indoors in the house, take them out to the kids and teen camp at Kite Beach this weekend or even this afternoon. Then also Al Kwanij Fitness Village. There's 5 fitness zones there. There's also cycling and family focus, community workout stages, women's pavilions, and then also at Dubai Festival City Mall and Festival Village. There's 5 fitness zones, Imagine Show Fitness workouts, and that's happening from November 6th. This is Dubai Festival City Mall Fitness Village. But basically, we actually have even more information on Lovin Dubai right now. If you go on to Lovin Dubai, there's a little Dubai Fitness Village on our main page. Check that, and you'll get all of the information about each fitness village, and also the hubs, and also all of the free apps you can download to give you that little motivation every day. Guys, those are top 3 stories, but join us after the break when we're going to be joined by Dubai's incredible Leila Kardan. After her, we're talking about her upcoming gigs and finding creativity during lockdown. So join us very, very shortly. Guys, welcome back to the Lovin Daily. Right now, we are joined by the incredibly talented and beautiful Layla Cardan. Welcome to the show from your bedroom, living room. Give you a little bit.
Thank you so much. Yeah, actually, this is my bedroom, and good morning.
Good morning, good morning. I have to say, before we get into it, I was just scrolling on your Instagram, and you had I was so impressed by your commitment to your Halloween costume. It was incredible. I feel like,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah. You could you tell who you were?
Well, I could tell who you were, but who was it Marlon? Who were you with?
Yeah, Marilyn Manson. So we went as the Mansons. I was Dita Von Teese, and he's my husband, Marilyn Manson. And the thing is, we're kind of like that in real life anyway, so it wasn't really that much of a commitment, but it was fun dressing up. I feel like even though we didn't have a crazy party or anything, we just wanted the opportunity to express ourselves. So, yeah.
I kind of get the impression that you're probably the person who does very cool costumes every year. Is that wrong or right?
You know what? I have a rule of like trying to keep it like modest because I feel like it's just an opportunity to completely expose skin. So I always go with something like Frida Kahlo or Mother Mary, like just to spice things up. Yeah, right. But I go all out. So, but this year I was like, I wanted to express myself differently because I'm in that space. What did you go as?
I didn't dress up. I was actually camping in the desert, and the closest thing we had to Halloween was a little jack-o'-lantern with a flame. So we lit that, and we were like, "That's our Halloween." But we were deep. Yeah, there was no trick-or-treating or anything.
It's a borrowed holiday anyway. It's not really ours to sort of make that much effort. But I think we were just also bored. We needed to express ourselves.
100%. But like, let's talk about you a little bit more. I feel like you also didn't stop during lockdown. You were creating new music. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, I was so busy pre-lockdown. I was just kind of like building up to the momentum that I'd worked so hard for as a musician in my like few years of my career. And so when it all came crashing down, I was a little bit of a shock to the system, and I really struggled the first like few weeks because I was so active, and then I was stuck in my apartment with no windows, and so I really had to sort of have a moment of exhale and then like recharge myself and just keep it moving. And for me, the best way to get through the darkness is to create. And I had some songs that I was sitting on, and I thought to myself that like I had been so busy, I didn't have the opportunity to finish these songs and the assets around it. Like, this is my chance. So I picked myself up, I got my team together, and I finished 4 songs, which is part of an EP project called Abscission. And then, thank you. And then we also did all of the photography around it for the cover artwork with an incredible local photographer. And we did 4 music videos in the midst of, not the lockdown, because we were obviously adhering to the rules, but like when the restrictions were eased, we used the opportunity to create the assets. And like, I was so tired, but I was so happy that we were creating, because otherwise, as musicians and artists, like, work was dead,
Yeah, 100%.
So,
like, a massive congratulations on that, because I feel like speaking to creatives, it was either kind of sink or swim during lockdown, wasn't it? And you obviously swam and swam and swam. But just talking, so you're obviously, I think we've broken up a tiny bit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay. I can hear you great.
So obviously you're an incredible musician, but like I said, when I look at your Instagram, fashion is a huge part of what you do. And you just said you also shot the album and the cover works. How much does fashion kind of lend itself to your creativity?
Definitely, like, fashion is I am very much a hippie girl at heart, but I love expressing myself through my clothes and how I present myself. So it also just so happens that like I work with a lot of fashion brands, as in represent them or perform at the events. So it's part of my work, and I love it. And my creative team is really amazing. So we combine all of our efforts. I think for me, fashion, it's not so much about trends. It's just about the beauty of the designs. And it's a very important creative outlet as an artist. Like, you could say what you need to say through your words, but also people identify with your music or who you are by how you present yourself. So it's always a big thing for me. I love fashion.
Yeah.
I'm really like about the avant-garde like fashion, and like also being quite edgy. And I think it's cool to like be able to change that from time to time so that it evolves with your music too.
So cool. And you were saying that I feel like COVID probably kind of halted you. So you're kind of peaking or, moving forward in your career and then COVID happened. But now we're kind of, you've released new music. Where do you see yourself going next?
Yeah, I think like at this moment, I mean, I'm not saying it's for everyone because everybody responds differently. But I think that now's our time as artists to create, if you can, obviously, because then you stay relevant. Otherwise, like when things pick up again, you just got to start again and build up. I've had a great opportunity to start in a weekly gig at the Palazzo Versace. There's a Q's venue there, which is an amazing. So having that has been like my savior. And so the way I see it is that I'm going to continue creating. I've already written some more songs. I want to start on that project. And like, because of lockdown, we've been forced. Like I always thought to myself, I need to go to LA and record with this particular producer that I want to work with over there. But now because we can't travel, we're just moving things. So I've set up a little studio in my bedroom right here where I'm sitting. I've got my
We're in the studio. How exciting!
You're in the studio. And so I'm gonna keep creating. I'm gonna keep performing, and of course, like with the situation, we've got to be creative as artists and look at different ways of having income. But and there are some other things on the table. But music is my life, and it's my passion, and I'm never gonna stop. And COVID can't bring me down.
Won't bring any of us down. We're fine.
Yeah.
I love that positivity though, 100%. And you mentioned Palazzo Versace, but also you're taking part in Breakout DXB, which is this kind of whole new art, culture, music festival happening this weekend. And you're part of the first edition, which sounds pretty cool.
I'm so excited, and like hats off to the team for creating that and bringing music back to the city. Like I always say, I mean, obviously with the restrictions, and the government knows what they're doing in terms of putting those restrictions in place. But music, I see the way people are responding when I'm performing is like, it's kind of awakening their senses. It's tickling their, souls. Like, and I feel like we've all been so numbed by the craziness of this year. And like, it's nice to go to a restaurant and it's nice to do all of that, but like, let's offer something different. I mean, we can still social distance and listen to live music. And for the musicians, like we get off the stage and we're like ecstatic. We're so happy that we've had this chance to share. So Breakout DXB is an amazing opportunity for so many of my incredible peers and artists that are on the lineup. And then also like, the energy that like that conjures up within people when you're in that space. You feel uplifted. It's not enough just to go to the mall and like see shops. We need to the arts and music is a very important medium for society for us to feel alive again. So I'm really excited, and I think it's amazing that Dan Bolton and the team have brought all of this together in such a cool space, and I can't wait.
So cool. I think basically, obviously, COVID, it's been a terrible, terrible year, but what we're finding is the kind of small silver linings, and it could actually reignite the sense of kind of love for live music for a lot of people. So it sounds amazing. Thank you so much for telling us about it. And it's on November 6th down at Rove downtown if anyone wants to check it out. Layla, really appreciate your time this morning. Thank you so much for joining the Lovin Daily.
Thank you. And thank you to Lovin Daily and Lovin Dubai for keeping us updated and informed in like a really cute way. Loving it. So you actually like were a source of information for me in the lockdown. So thank you.
Oh, well, that's massive. So thank you so much. Guys, that is the Lovin Daily with Layla Cardan on the show. We'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Bye-bye.
Bye.